which we hold every Sunday. And we cover stories from around the world within our community for either people who have benefited from our product, as well as those people who have gained financial benefits by marketing our product around the world. And today we have two wonderful and courageous ladies, I would say, courageous, brave and courageous, because of what they have gone through. It's by no means easy for anyone. And I don't wish it to happen to anyone, basically. But sometimes in life, there are things that happen that we never asked for it, but it happened to us. And we just don't know what we should do. So before I introduce our first guest, let me just go through a little bit of her history. And her story is going to touch you. All right. So let's go on with Samantha from British Columbia, Canada. This is her story. Debilitating pain started for Samantha suddenly in January 2020 when she woke with a stabbing sensation in her lower left abdomen. After a few days, it didn't resolve and started to spread and worsen. It spread to her left hip, low back, left ribs, her left SI joint, her left pubic bone. Every day it got worse. She lost her appetite completely and her digestion came to a halt. After several weeks of doctor and ER visits with no answers, she was referred for CT scan, ultrasound, and Xrays. Her weight went from 120 pounds lean and strong to 97 pounds in a month. She lost weight daily and muscle mass as well. Her tests showed nothing out of the ordinary. The medical opinion was that it was all in her head and she would need to learn to cope. Can you imagine? She suffered pain and medical opinion is all in her head. This was super traumatizing and a huge letdown. Imagine a knife stabbing you into the abdomen and out your back 24/7 with no end. In a desperate search for solutions, she reached out to alternative practitioners. She was told the scar tissue and adhesions from her previous cesarean sections were causing the 24/7 stabbing pain and pulling her pelvis out of alignment. Well, there you go. It takes alternative practitioners to discover that. Scar tissue and adhesions don't show up on scans, so that's why the doctors didn't see anything. No one even thought to make the connection to her previous surgeries. She went to myofascial release massage, chiropractor, PT, and acupuncture. These practitioners were very supportive and understanding, but the treatments did not resolve the pain or other symptoms. Samantha continued to search for solutions. She tried castor oil packs, supplements, diet changes, mind-body therapy. Nothing helped. Then she started seeing people who discussed the potential of iTerra Care One. She saw videos on YouTube about how this one has helped release fascia and also scar tissue. It gave her the hope that this one could resolve the pain she was having. After trying so many things and spending so much money, it was tough to summon the courage to try something new. You can imagine that, right? She started using it at the end of October 2022. After the fourth treatment, her pain started to go down. Each week, she continued to improve. Now she shares this technology with others dealing with chronic pain and health issues of all kinds. All right. So there you go, hoping that they can all reclaim their quality of life as well. So without much further ado, can we welcome our brave and courageous guest, Samantha. All right. So let's just introduce Samantha first. Hi, Samantha. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Good to have you today. I know it's very early for you to wake up in British Columbia. It should be around 5:30 a.m. in the morning right now, right?
Yeah, 5:35.
So, wow. I mean, the pain that you went through, it must be terrible. And to have the doctor to tell you that perhaps there's something wrong in your mind is just it's just amazing. I mean, how you were able to overcome all that. I mean, the emotions, the trauma, right? Tell us about your history, your journey to recovery.
Yeah, well, that was a difficult time because I was not getting any answers, and I know that those doctors were just as frustrated as I was, but they were missing the mark because, like I say, they didn't even ask me about my previous surgeries. And so this is an area of, I think, Western medicine that's very, they're really just not informed about it. And I didn't even know what scar tissue or adhesions were at the time either. So I was searching, but more than one doctor told me that it was all in my head and that I just needed to take the medications that they were prescribing and I needed to cope. And I wasn't convinced that that was the answer. I wanted the solution. I wanted to get to the bottom of it. So I didn't take the medications and I kept searching. But when you're looking for support and you're looking for help and you're told that from the people that you would expect to help you, that is the whole journey within itself. So that was difficult for me. And it took time. It's still taking time to really realize, and I'm not the only one. There's so many people that go through that. I'm learning more and more. So I continued searching. I went to the alternative practitioners, and they were the ones that, luckily, they're all here where I live, so they were all in agreement with what was going on with me, and they tried their best with those treatments. Which are really just management of the situation. It wasn't getting to the core issue and resolving it the way I wanted it resolved. I got very little relief, if any, but I kept going and I kept going and I kept going every month, spending a lot of money, but not getting any results that were quantitative.
But fortunately, if I may, I mean, fortunately, they were able to diagnose you, right?
Yes.
And although they were not able to give you the remedy that you wanted, but they pointed you in the right direction.
Exactly.
And how did you get to know about iTerra Care? I mean, yeah.
So I took a break from all those practitioners because it just wasn't helping, and I thought I have to keep looking, and it's very hard to diagnose, so I just kept looking, and then iTerra Care came across my my awareness on Facebook. Somebody was discussing it, and at this point I don't even remember who it was that was discussing it, and then I was led to the big testimonials group, and I started reading these testimonials of these people that were having amazing success for so many things, and I started reaching out to those people. I started talking to those people, and I met Julie Howard, which she was on with you as well, and she had dealt not with scar tissue and adhesions, but she had dealt with a very debilitating spinal condition. So I talked to her and I thought, if it helped her for what she was dealing with, well, why wouldn't it help me? I have to try. And so I did. And so I tried, and I started at the end of October, and really, after 4 treatments, the pain started to go down, but even after a week of drinking the water, the pain started to go down. Wow. And I was amazed. I was thinking this can't be, but it really was happening. So I started very slow. I started on my hands and my feet only and drinking a little bit of water every day and going up slowly because I was so debilitated. I didn't want a harsh detox. I didn't want anything.
I know. You don't want to feel the full detox impact. And, unfortunately, Samantha, because we cover so many live stream stories and people who are watching and they've been suffering and they become like overzealous in their, wanting to heal, and they just put more than what they can cope with, And I'm glad you did the right thing, which is start slow, build it up, and then see how it goes.
That's
Fantastic.
what I did. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't in a condition to have anything harsh happen. I was quite debilitated. Like I said, I was under 100 pounds. I was bedridden. I was very weak, and so I went very, very slow, and it started working. The pain started going down. My energy started increasing. I was sleeping better. I was calmer, and what was really wonderful was that catastrophizing that was in my head every morning when I woke up to another day of this pain 24/7, as difficult as it was. I wasn't waking up to that. So then mentally I was saying, oh my gosh, like I don't have to search anymore. I don't have to wonder anymore. I don't have to keep going through this. When is this going to end? I started seeing a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I
And for
know.
somebody that's going through chronic pain with no solution, to
Yeah.
see the light at the end of the tunnel is there. You can't put words to that. You can't put a price to that. And it was just, I can't even describe that feeling. So I kept going with it, and I was consistent, and then I started to talk about it. And what also is very important that I learned is that you can't believe what doctors are telling you or people are telling you, because it wasn't just doctors, it was also friends, and it was also people I knew saying, just accept it. Just accept it, and this is your new life now. And I know people in the scar tissue and adhesions community and in the chronic pain community across the board, they are told just accept it, and you'll find peace in acceptance. Okay, I agree, maybe to an extent, I agree to that. But now that we have this technology, and we have this in our hands and it is working, we don't have to find peace and acceptance necessarily to that extent where we learn to live 24/7 in pain.
I mean, it's easy to say accept it, but when you are the one who feels the pain 24/7, you're being reminded every moment. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you found this amazing remedy in getting rid of your pain. And you introduced to Alexie, the next person who is going to come on in a short while. So tell us about it. Yeah, tell us about how it happened. Yeah.
So I'm in a support group for people with scar tissue and adhesions, which is where I met Alexie. And there's so many people in that group that are searching for a solution, and they're told that there is no solution. And so me and Lexi, over the years, we knew each other for about 3 years at this point, and we had tried many things together, and we would talk every now and then and say, is this working for you? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? And we'd touch base with each other. And then after a few weeks, this was into early November at this point, I talked to Alexie and I said, I'm trying this and it's working for me, and I want you to take a look at it. And so she was like, what is this? She said, and she trusted me, but still, she said, this looks a little bit,
yeah,
crazy.
I know.
But I said, listen, Alexie, like, I wouldn't share it with you if it wasn't working for me. And so she was brave enough to try. And then I didn't hear from her for like
2 months.
About a month, maybe 6 weeks. I didn't hear from her, and I thought, oh no, it's not working for her, and she's thinking I'm crazy. And I showed her this thing, and I'm just trying to sell this thing, but I wasn't.
Maybe at this point, Samantha, let's bring on Alexie. So please stay and don't go away, because later on I'm gonna have both of you to come in. So yeah, just hang on there because Alexie needs to tell her story. All right, and thanks to you, very much so. Thanks to you. All right, so we'll get back to Samantha in a while. And before I introduce Alexie, I want to just briefly inform our viewers Alexie's condition before and after. So due to a large uterine tumor, Alexie had an abdominal hysterectomy in 2018. Within 2 weeks of the hysterectomy, pain in the perineum and vagina increased to a debilitating level. She went back to multiple different gynecologists, including the surgeon who did her hysterectomy, telling them something is very, very wrong. She was just told nerve pain. Takes a while to recuperate. She had Xrays and scans and nothing could be found wrong. The pain was so intense that she could not sit in a flat chair, even a church pew, for 2 years. She walked around with a cushion and was incredibly embarrassed. She lost weight because of depression and became introverted. She took 6 months off work. During this time, she took a lot of gabapentin. This nerve pain drug helped her, but left her tired all the time. She tried myofascial therapy for years. It was very expensive, not covered by insurance, but helped a little. She tried castor oil, red light therapy, heating pads with her best friend. She met a woman on FB, that's Samantha, right, about the adhesion and scar tissue, and traded advice since their pain stories were so similar. Several years passed and she was on Facebook group again and saw Sam's post about iTerra Care One, helping her so much. She was amazed yet skeptical and called Samantha. After talking with her, she decided to try it. Why not? She already spent thousands already trying to help herself. She followed basic protocol, 6 out of 7 days a week for 20 to 30 minutes a day. And within just a few weeks, she slowly started seeing a change in pain and her capacity to cope with everyday tasks. Over the next 2 months, she was able to get off gabapentin. Her healing journey continues today. So, without much further ado, let's bring on Alexie, our next wonderful, courageous woman. Alexie, can you please unmute? How are you?
Yes.
You're from Missouri in the US. And
Yeah.
it's a great thing that you got to know Samantha, and through her, you got to know about iTerra Care. And please tell us about your story. My goodness, I mean, you have gone through some terrible, terrible, even embarrassing moment because you had to carry a pill. Tell us about your condition at that time.
So I had an abdominal hysterectomy in 2018. So I was cut all the way up to my belly button. I had been going to see doctors because my pain was presenting in my lower pelvic region, a lot of diarrhea. The tumor that I had was a large tumor. I had been going to see gastroenterologists. But I was never seeing the right kind of doctor. That tumor was connected to the bottom of my uterus as well as my bladder and my rectum. And so after my abdominal hysterectomy, I thought, oh, thank goodness, I'll be back to normal. Within 2 weeks, the pain was pinching and even more intense. And hysterectomy is a common surgery. And I didn't understand. Everybody else says they feel so much better. Why am I actually worse? What has happened? And I had multiple CT scans, MRIs, and you can't see adhesions on the screen. So the doctors would just say, it's nerve pain. It'll get better. It didn't. And they put me on gabapentin, which is a nerve blocker pain medicine. It's a strong pain medicine, and it does help some, but it also leaves you just woozy and tired, and it affected my memory. I had to take 6 months off work because I could not sit down in the chair that I use for work. I could not sit in a chair like this hard wooden chair. There's no way. I carried a cushion around with me to church or to a restaurant, and people would actually say, what is wrong with you? And it's so embarrassing to tell them, in my female parts, I have so much pain. And I guess I could see why people would think, oh, it's in her head. Well, it wasn't in my head. I talked to Samantha on a Facebook group. We talked for 2 years. Have you tried castor oil? Have you tried red light therapy? Have you tried myofascial release therapy? I did all of that for 2 years. Not much help. Myofascial release therapy helped a little bit. In 2020, during shutdown of COVID, it was hard to get into a doctor, but I saw a doctor in St. Louis that was willing to believe me about my adhesions. So I had an adhesion removal surgery in 2020. I had 5 adhesions that he found. One of them was connected to my intestine. My intestine was twisted at a 90-degree angle and attached to the top of my vaginal cuff where they had taken out my cervix. So that was an immense amount of pain, was right there from that. So that relieved it a little bit. But for people that their body makes adhesions, when you have a surgery, it helps for a little while, and then your body makes more adhesions. And that's what happened to me. Then my hips started hurting. So not long after that, I had talked to, 2 more years actually occurred. Almost 4 years happened. And I saw Sam's Facebook quoting how the ITR Care wand had helped her. I thought our stories were so similar, I would give it a shot. For the price point, that's nothing. That's how much I was paying for one therapy visit, Louis, one time to drive there and pay that lady. And I had been doing it for years.
And every time you pay about what, $400, something like that? Yeah.
$400 for 2 hours with her. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go out on a limb to trust Sam. She has tried. She researched even harder than I did. Everything. I just kind of follow behind her and try things that she would suggest. And then all of a sudden her whole demeanor changed. Lexie, you've got to try this. Listen.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll try it. And I got to say that I didn't start out as slow as Sam. I was so excited. And
yes, I said full blast.
I was so eager. And he would say, sit down or your pain is going to increase. And so I wanded my hands and feet. I still do the protocol today, the same. Yeah,
the 10 steps. Yeah.
Yes. And then I wand my abdomen and my hips and my perineum.
Do you want the water and drink as well?
I wand the water. When I started in December, so it was cold. So it was nice I would drink hot. I would drink it in my tea. I would drink 2 cups. I would use the water, drink 2 cups afterwards. I made sure I was trying to be so precise. I wanted to do exactly what they said so that I did not do, if I was going to be healed, I was going to follow the instructions. And I did not I tried not to ever miss a day. Once I saw that it was working, you don't want to miss. You're so amazed.
But it took you a few weeks before you started seeing or feeling the result, right?
Yes. Even and then once I started seeing, hey, I can sit for longer. I can, I started taking myself off the gabapentin, and you have to take yourself off slowly off of pain medicine. You can't just go crazy. You have to go off slowly. Yeah. So realize I can go more and more hours and not be in pain. I can sit in a chair. I can travel a little bit longer in a car. And so it's an amazing,
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Turned around. I can go back to work full time. I can travel to see my family in another state now.
You have a better quality life again.
It's better with my depression.
I know.
When you have pain all the time,
I know.
People don't know your anxiety is really raised.
Yes, definitely.
When you're off, your whole body is off. It's all connected.
The balance is just thrown off, off tangent. Yeah. And when you get back your health, everything sort of falls into place and you feel much better.
But
it's really, really amazing what happened to you. Now at this juncture, I would like to bring back Samantha and we meet your good friend here, Samantha. Wow, thank you so much, for your discovery and sharing. And now not only Alexie, but I'm sure Samantha, you have introduced to a lot of people as well. Now tell us about this either one of you, this whole experience that has touched your lives and also perhaps the lives of many. Just tell us from the heart.
Well, actually, Dr. Ong, a few things I want to mention is for other things have improved in my health that I didn't even buy the wand for, which prompted me to share everywhere because of course I bought it for adhesions and chronic pain. And as that was going down, I started noticing that my dental health, it was improving. I would go for my dental checkup and they said, what are you doing differently? My gums were less inflamed. My gums were bleeding less. They said
Wow.
my mouth is completely different. And I wasn't wanding specifically for that. My thyroid has strengthened. I've been suffering from low thyroid for 27 years, and my thyroid has turned around. My skin is better. My hair is growing faster and it's thicker than it's ever been. So many things, I have a list here, just I think overall inflammation
Amazing.
of my body. So it makes me realize this is working on a cellular level for us.
Yeah.
And so therefore other things are going to change and improve over and above what we buy it for. And we're going to achieve an even deeper level of well-being, which is so empowering because especially in the times we're living in now, to have this in the palm of our hands at the price point that it is. So then I just started sharing because it's not just for that. It's for, I would say it's for anyone that needs to that needs some support for a condition, any condition. I don't want to say, any claims, but I do share. If someone has something that they're dealing with, I tell them, give it a try.
I know. And Alexie has also another wonderful side effect, right? That is your what do you call it? Microscopic colitis. Tell us about it.
I've had microscopic colitis since I was 19, so almost 32 years. And it is
but because you're wandering around that same area, so you got a benefit. Tell us about it.
So microscopic colitis presents just like Crohn's disease. It's an ulcerative colitis. It's a digestion problem. And so it's in my lower intestines and it just presents with diarrhea all the time, which is why I didn't really know that I had a uterine tumor because it was presenting the same way as my intestines. They kept thinking that was what was wrong and it never was that. Yes. But so with one, I've noticed that it is taking some scar tissue off of my intestine region so that I can digest my food so much better. I've noticed that everything about my digestion's better. So that I wasn't even trying to help myself with that. That was a wonderful.
I know you were just trying to get rid of the pain, right? Yeah. Right.
And so when your digestion is better and you can absorb vitamins, your hair is better, your skin is better, my attitude is better. There is a definite link between brain gut health. Yes. When your gut is better, your body functions. It's the motor in your body besides your heart that has to function for good health. And it's an amazing thing what I can do now. I can just simple things, sitting in a chair, riding a bike. I think I would ever ride a bike again. I get out.
And you're thinking of what? Riding horses?
I want one horse in my life, but now I'm like, hey, why not? Why not?
Wow. Amazing. I mean, that's, as amazing as it may seem, and with all your own personal testimonies and sharing, I'm sure there are still people that you try to convince or share with who may not even believe, right? Tell us about those. Yeah.
Well, those people need to, they don't realize you have to be diligent with the wand. I've talked to several people, probably 7 or 8 people I've convinced to buy the wand. The people that do it diligently and follow the correct protocol are seeing results. But it is something that you have to be dedicated at doing and allow your body time to heal. It isn't going to happen like this. And everybody, and especially in America, we want that. And it takes work and time. And, your body probably didn't get in the shape it was in like that. So it's going to take a while to improve itself to the back to normal.
And I guess everyone is different, right? No two persons are the same.
Right.
We eat a different food. We breathe different kind of polluted air. We are in different parts of the world. Now, Samantha, I'll start off with you. Are there anyone that you have introduced this, apart from Alexie, that has also benefited with other condition? Tell us about it.
Oh, several. I have people with different conditions that are doing quite well with it. Slowly, they're being consistent. The people that are being consistent are coming back to give me their testimonials or their feedback. I check in with them about once a month. There's a lady in the UK that's dealing with a tumor on her tongue. So let's see how she's doing. I haven't heard from her recently, but she's improving. She was in a quite dire state when I first met her. She has a wonderful attitude, and every time I check on her, there's continued improvement. I have a lady in Canada who has chronic migraines. She's no longer on medication. Another lady in Canada had chronic shoulder and upper back pain and cystic acne, and the pain is gone very quickly too. It was very quickly, a couple of weeks, the pain is gone. Her acne is 50% gone in a couple of weeks. Sometimes you don't hear from these people again, so because they're living their life.
Just like in the case of Alexie, isn't it? You never heard from her for a few weeks, right?
Well, yeah, and I was a bit worried that she wasn't doing well, but instead she was doing quite well. But I check in with these people every now and then and say, how are you doing? And then they say, oh, it's working, or there's people that tell me right away, oh, it's working for this and it's working for that. At this point, I probably have talked to hundreds of people. Wow. At this point. And
you're passionate about it, yeah? You're passionate.
Yes, I talk to people every day about it. It's all I do. Alexie knows. And there's some people that never want to go.
I know.
Talk
That's
about
why I highlighted these people. Regardless of what you share with them, they still don't believe you.
Yes, and I just
such a shame, isn't it?
I just talked to a lady actually in Canada that has reversed MS.
Wow.
I did not sell her the one, someone else did, but I talked to her because I have people with MS.
Yeah, we have people with MS who came on to the live stream. Yeah.
Yes, and I have people talking to me about it, wanting to try, but not quite convinced, not sure. This lady has reversed her MS, or she says, it's in remission, and she's convinced of it. And so, more and more people are being open to trying. You need to be open to it.
Why not?
Be open to it.
Why not? Yeah. And what about you, Alexie? Have you started sharing this with other people?
Yes. I have my elderly stepmother. Her pain is getting help. She can only wand her hands and her feet. She has a shoulder replacement and she has a knee replacement, and you cannot wand over something that's foreign in the body. But I think the water is helping her a great deal. Her energy is better. She's recovering from another surgery. But I think she is recovering faster than she would have been if she wasn't using the wand and drinking the water. I've talked to, different people at church. My friend, Matt, you remember Matt? Matt, his skin condition, he has this psoriatic arthritis that is so debilitating. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody with skin so raw and open, and it almost like leprosy. I've just never seen anybody. He's very poor and he does not have any insurance, so he could not find any medicine or go anywhere to get something. The medicine for that is very expensive. He started seeing results within days. His was very, very fast, and because it's on your skin, you can see healing on your skin. For us, for an eye on our inside, we just have to tell.
I know. Yes.
Mhm.
You can physically, we made sure he took pictures before and after. I shared them with,
Wow.
I said, look at this. And he
It
is
was
back to,
amazing.
yeah, he can now
Please
wear.
contact me, all right, and we'll bring him on. Yeah, amazing. I mean, I I really thank both of you for coming forward today and sharing your own personal stories. And I'm very happy to listen to your results and for you to be able to get rid of the pain that you never asked for it, in the first place. And I hope that to our many viewers out there, keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and it's reasonable, the price. I think you'll be surprised, and what we want to establish here is that um, after all, the mainstream medical way has already told you that nothing can be done for you. So why don't you just give it a try, and you'll be surprised. As these two wonderful ladies who have experienced remarkable, they got their lives back, ladies. You got your lives back. I mean, that's the most important thing. The most simplest things in life that we have taken for granted, like sitting down. Oh, wow. I mean, that's huge for you, Alexie. And
Yes.
Samantha, you're a brave woman. I can see you're a very strong lady. You're a fighter. You never gave up. And
Thank
I
you.
hope you can be an inspiration to many people out there who have sometimes given up hope. And like what your friend suggested to you, just accept it, right? So why should you? Isn't it? Why should
Right.
you?
Yeah, we
So
have a solution. We have this technology. We have a solution.
yeah,
And yes, it's out of some people's comfort zone, but if you have an open mind and you're willing to try something, even if it doesn't make sense to you. Some people, the technology does not make sense to them, and they're very skeptical. I was too. I could
I
have tried it.
know.
I could have tried it 2 months before I tried it, but I
I
spent
know.
that time researching and convincing
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
But then,
That's also because of our programming, isn't it? We've been programmed to think this way and not to
mhm,
think the other way. So,
mhm,
well, once again, thank you, ladies. I think this is really probably one of the longest live streams that I've ever had. And it's just that your stories have to be told. And once again, on behalf of the management of Prife International, thank you so much, ladies. Hope that you
thank
will
you.
continue to recover. In fact, look younger. I don't know what else that can happen to you, right? Things that you never asked for, the good things can also happen, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you got all the
Yeah.
wonderful side effects, right? So
Prayers.
yeah,
Yep.
continue to use the product and continue to share with the world. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Sam,
thank
and
you.
thank you, Alexie.
Thank
Wow,
you very
Thank you.
amazing. There you have it. So if you feel any pain or any kind of discomfort, it could have been your old scar tissues, all right, that perhaps you never thought of, but there could be a link. And don't give up. Give yourself um, give yourself a shot at this wonderful, amazing product that can probably give you back your life. So thank you so much for watching, and see you all again next week. Thank you.
Medical disclaimers. iTerra Classic and iTerra Pro are not medical devices. The information provided on our website is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult a medical professional or healthcare provider if you are seeking medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Prife International shall not be liable for risks or issues associated with using or acting upon the information on our website. Prife International shall not be liable or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members who are independent contractors.